Talkspace number 1. Before you start, take a moment and adjust your posture. A relaxed but straight spine keeps you alert and supports calm and focused attention. Good. Let's begin. Close your eyes and start this meditation with relaxation breathing. Deep and slow. Tune into the sensations in the whole space of your body as you breathe. Feel these sensations of warmth, coolness, tingling, and pressure. Notice that all of these sensations are flowing. Notice, too, that they are edgeless. There's no place where sensations exactly start or stop. Therefore, feel your body not as a body, but as an aware space. Keep your mind awake and alert as you breathe this way. Apply and sustain your attention. Begin to notice the feeling of relaxation as you breathe deeply and slowly. Good. Now allow your breathing to set its own rate and depth. Let it be soft and delicate. And as you attend to the subtlety of breathing, become aware of the whole space of your mind. Notice that your awareness is a completely open space and that this space is edgeless, that there's nowhere that your awareness starts or stops. Notice the vastness, black behind black behind black, without shape or size. Rest in this vast, quiet, still, peaceful and open space. But don't space out. Keep your mind bright as you rest in the space of your awareness. Now, direct your attention forward towards what looks like subtle visual activity, like twinkling lights behind your closed eyes. That subtle light show, that's what we're going to call image space. It's where the subtle sense of visual thinking arises in your mind. Watch the image activity and notice that it arises and passes away all by itself. For a time, stay focused right there. Apply and sustain your attention on what looks like a light show behind your closed eyes. Notice that this image activity seems to arise in the front of the space of your awareness, like you're watching a light show on a screen in front of you. Using the image activity as a reference, can you sense a completely clear, empty space behind it, right in the middle of your head? Pay very close attention. This clear, empty space is utterly subtle. Buddhists call it merely clear, where the mere means nothing is there. Stay alert and draw your attention back into the middle of your head. Notice, if you can, a quiet, clear, still and empty space. This is the clear light of your consciousness. This crystal clear, empty space has been called by many names: Christ consciousness, Buddha nature, the great perfection, Atman or God within, the kingdom of heaven. You can call it whatever you like. I'll refer to it in these meditations as the clear light or the space of your awareness. See if you can clarify the difference between the object, the light activity behind your closed eyes, and the clear light of your consciousness. See if you can see the difference between the object and the space. It's completely natural for one's mind to wander or go dull while meditating with eyes closed. So put some effort into maintaining your mental clarity and concentration. If you need to, raise your chin or straighten your spine if you become tired. Now, we're going to shift from the visual quality of thinking to the auditory quality of thinking. So what I'd like you to do is to imagine turning your ears inward and begin to listen to the clear light. Notice how perfectly silent it is. Notice a subtle sense of peace that arises in you when you turn your attention to the perfect silence of that empty space. Allow yourself to rest in that peaceful, still space for a time. But as you do, keep your mind bright and listen inwardly. If your mind begins to wander, bring your attention back to listening inwardly. Okay, begin to think of yourself. Think of yourself at home. Think of yourself at work. Think of yourself with your family, with your friends. Notice, if you can, what happens when you think. That all the thoughts that you generate arise in the space of that clear light. But notice too that thoughts, no matter what they are not the clear light. Thoughts are objects that arise in the space of your awareness. Objects arise and pass through the space of your awareness. Notice that. begin to focus on the verbal quality of thinking. In this program, we'll call that talk. The task now is to aim your attention towards the place in your mind where your voice or other mental sounds seem to arise. An easy way to sense talk is to begin counting silently to yourself inside your head. Do that now. Begin counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keep counting silently to yourself in the middle of your head, and as you do, let one part of your attention zero in on the voice that's counting, and listen to it like you would listen to any sound. Pay attention to the subtle sense of a voice in your head and ask yourself, where is that? Can you find it? Keep your awareness fixed on the voice that's counting. Can you find the counter? Now, if you feel like your attention is pinned right on the area where talk seems to arise in your head, stop counting. Your awareness is now focused on the place we call talk space. Keep it right there and stay alert, quiet and watchful. Be the observer, not the talker. Ask yourself, what's the next thought I'm going to have? And then wait. As you do, keep a very bright mind. Poised as you are, as the observer, can you sense that talk happens by itself? Ask again, what's the next thought I'm going to have? And then wait. When the next thought comes, don't get involved. Just set it aside and say next. And again, wait for the next thought. Do this over and over. Pay attention and see if it begins to dawn on you that you don't know your next thought. Wait and see the truth of it. You don't know your next thought or the next. Spend time now observing the object of talk arise all by itself. Stay alert. Can you sense that talk has a life of its own? Without any effort on your part, talk can go on and on. Notice too the talk in your head skips randomly from topic to topic. Observe this. Discover as well that emotional topics seem to get the most play in your mind. Notice that it may be hard to stop an emotionally loaded story. If that's the case, try and just sense the energy of talk while ignoring the content of the topic. Notice that it's easy to lose your concentration, and instead of listening for talk, you become the talker. To help concentrate your mind, begin to label talk every time you sense it arise. So, the next time you hear talk arise, simply say talk to yourself, and then go right back to monitoring talk space. Do that now. When you seem to hear talk, just say talk out loud or silently to yourself. Label slowly, no faster than every 6 to 10 seconds, and use a relaxed and unemotional tone of voice. Label any talk as it arises. Don't be the talker. Label talk when it arises, even if it's subtle. Pay attention to what's happening now in talk space. Talk is the object which is arising in the space of your awareness. Can you sense the difference between the object of talk and the space that allows it to arise? We all identify with the voice in our head. We think, this is me. Can you begin to see that the voice in your head is just another object that is arising in the clear light of your consciousness? If you can sense this distinction, then who are you? The talker or the clear light? More than any other object, talk dominates a person's life, both for good and bad. Begin to ask yourself, is this voice really who I am? Or does it just repeat itself? Is there a pattern here? If so, where did this pattern come from? Is it left over from the past? Healing can come from learning to watch talk carefully. When you watch talk, you can begin to work through old patterns. If talk is causing strong emotion in you, remember to hear the truth. Talk is not actually a sound. Prove this to yourself right now. Count again. Listen. Is that a sound? Count louder. Is it a sound? No, it's not. No thought that you can think is an actual sound. And this simple fact can be very freeing. Your mind is actually perfectly silent, eternally silent. Witness this truth right now, that the aware space of your mind is vast, open, empty, peaceful, quiet, and still. Allow yourself to remain blissfully awake and aware in this clear light. Choose to meditate on talk space when there is a lot of talk present. Rather than shy away from it, learn to turn your attention towards it. Hear the silence of it. Better yet, go find the talker. You'll never find him or her. The only thing you'll discover is a quiet, still, empty space. This is the end of the guided portion of this meditation. If you are focused and your mind is still, awake, and alert, I invite you to keep sitting and generate a sense of gratitude for caring for yourself in this way. Let this virtuous action bring you joy, health, and clarity, so that then you can become a light to others.